Yo, hello ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. We're back at it with another weekly markup. So I literally just finished this right now. As you can see, we finished GJ. So you know what, let's start up with GJ. Start up on the monthly. You always want to start up from a top down analysis. So first and foremost, monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish, H4, H1 bullish. You could pause it and read it. The only one that I have not done a weekly markup on, well, actually, this should be bullish, and this should be bullish on USDCAD. Because if you go back to my previous weekly markup that I did, remember that I talked about USDCAD? We were gonna get buys at above this zone, previous area of supply, previous area of demand, and then we had a key level which is 0.80. Then price failed to keep on breaking those below the key level, and then we had a H4 bullish engulfing candle, which I had talked about on that Sunday, which it was previous Sunday. And then we had the bullish engulfing candle, the higher low, and then we entered, and then boom, look at that, instant profit. And I closed fully at 71 pips on Friday. But the bias still remains the same. I still see price hitting this zone right here before we have a potential trade, either sells to the downside, or buys back up. And if it does buy back up, I'm gonna be a little butthurt that I didn't continue holding my position. But that's why I didn't do a weekly markup on USDCAD. So now officially it's getting to GJ. So monthly we're bullish, as you can see. Support respected above 180, bullish engulfing candle and higher low above 195, bullish engulfing candle and higher low above 208. And then look at this, the previous monthly bullish engulfing, or the previous candle on the monthly is a bullish engulfing candle above 215. Look at this, it's like a bullish pin bar. And then on the weekly, you can see we're fully bullish still. Bullish trend respected, bullish engulfing candle and higher low above previous strong area of supply, turned into new demand, which is 208. Right now the next target is 216,500. So right now we're on the weekly. We should be looking for a weekly bullish engulfing candle for price to continue staying on above 215 and continuing bullish. On the daily, you can see on the daily we have a bullish engulfing candle, and this could be the potential higher low. So something like this, higher bullish engulfing candle, higher low, to continue to 216,500, and then at 216,500 we could either have sells back down or buys back up. It's that simple. All we have to do is just wait. So now into the H4. So daily bullish H4, you can see we're bullish. Price was trying to turn back bearish, and then we failed to keep on breaking lows below 215, my mistake. Then we broke back above and created a higher low above it. So now I definitely do see price continuing to the upside. On the 1 hour, how are we looking on the 1 hour? The 1 hour is pulling back a little bit. Also, if this happens here, then I'm looking for sales, bro. We have to watch out for price. How do I react to 215? It might even come back down just to create another higher low and continue. But I still see overall buys as long as we stay above 215. We have to see how. Literally, we just have to wait for price to react. For example, we could have a pushback here, but then we could have sales back down. But right now, I mean, look at this on the H4. We do have some wicks here, which we could have some stop losses here, but as long as price remains bullish, we should be fine. To pop for possibly a re-entry for buys, I would maybe just wait till we break above this zone, and then I'll be looking for the potential buys. So that would actually be a good entry. And then TP1 would be this high right here. 450 pips would be a nice 50 pip trade, something like this. but we will still need to see this higher low, which obviously price is now rejecting the zone. So no buys just yet, even though we are bullish. Now on to the next, GBPUSD. You could pause and read it. Monthly bearish, weekly bearish, daily bearish turning bullish, H4, H1 bullish. So GBPUSD, from the top down analysis on the monthly, we're already seeing the monthly. We're bearish, price will keep on breaking highs above 138. And then we had the sells back down to 132 to test this previous support, but this support only created a what? A lower high. And then we have previous bearish engulfing candle. And then on the weekly we're still bearish. And then on the weekly, look, we might have a bullish engulfing candle. So on the weekly, it might be bearish turning bullish, but it's still bearish, right? Because it still has not broken previous highs. This is still technically a lower high. And then on the daily, we're definitely were we bullish or turning bullish? I think we're turning bullish. Yeah, bearish turning bullish. As you can see, price failed to keep on breaking lows below. I mean, even below here, which is 131,500. And then we broke back above 132, created a bullish engulfing candle, and then another bullish engulfing candle. I mean, I missed these buys right here. This would have been the perfect trade. Very similar to USDCAD. Bullish engulfing candle, higher low, to a continuation. When did this happen? Happened on a Wednesday. And look, you had from New York session on Wednesday all the way into pre-London session. So all the way into Asian session to enter the damn position. And then price flew. So, but look at what price did. We do have now a strong area of demand from here, maybe even to here. How does it looking on the 15 minute? On the 15 minute. How is price gonna react to this area of demand? Are we gonna respect it and continue bullish? Or are we gonna continue bearish after we test it? We just have to wait for price to test this strong area of demand. That's a good thing when you see zones like that. As soon as price tests it, you know that a strong move is gonna happen. And we already have a double top here. So we're overall still bullish, but something like this could happen. So all we have to do is just wait. Very similar to GJ. USDCAD, monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish, H4, H1 bullish. It's correlating on the lower time frames with GU, but USDCAD is fully bullish. It's not bearish on any time frame. You see, support respected above 135,500, bullish engulfing candle above 139, and even above 141,500, which was a previous area of demand, previous area of supply. And now we have a clear range for price to continue flying into 146. This is on the daily and on the weekly. On the weekly, we have a bullish close above 141,500 and possibly a weekly higher low. So now we literally price could continue flying to 146. That's a solid 300 pips, 390 pips. We would just need for price to bullish engulf this zone, create this higher low above it, and continue to the upside. This would be a nice position right here. On the 4 hour, we were kind of ranging for a bit, turning bearish. The price tested right above 141,500, and instantly had a bullish reaction to the upside. And look at this previous H4 bullish engulfing candle. So this is already looking good, giving good signals that price is going to continue bullish. And actually a buy position even right after the market opens. Fudge, a good stop loss is a solid 90 pips. But then again, you're risking 90 pips to possibly make 390. So that's still a good 1 to 4. You obviously have to accustom your lot size. You can't be popping a huge lot size risking 90 pips. But then, or we could just wait for maybe because if you set your stop loss here, that is very vulnerable being hit. Price could hit it and continue bullish. So I would just like it even be just below 141,500. But then again, that's still 80 pips. But I mean, again, it's still good risk to reward. Or we could just wait for price to break above this zone, previous area of supply, give us a higher low above here, and then we'll be looking for a trade. That's also a good position. So if you don't want to enter now, right at. But honestly, dude, this is still looking good. But the thing is, if you enter now, or obviously the market is closed right now, it's still Sunday early, but your TP1 would be here, so that you'd be risking 90 pips to make 30 pips. So I would actually much rather just wait for price to test this zone and see how it reacts to it. Just in case price pulls one of these here, it just breaks above everything, clears all of these highs, and then breaks back below. That would be so annoying. So now we just have to do is wait, because I do see price continuing to the upside, at least to this zone right here. So now, what is it already? Oh yeah, last but not least, UJ, monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish turning bearish, H4, H1 bearish. Well, that's weird. UJ and USDCAD sometimes correlate, sometimes they don't. You see now UJ is fully bearish on the smaller time frames, but on the higher time frames you can see fully bullish. Support respected above 14500. Previous strong area of supply turned into a strong area of demand, even a bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above it, which is 152. Previous strong area of supply here. We have a strong bullish engulfing candle. It even broke above 162. We officially tested 162. Remember weeks back we talked about how that was going to be the main target. It was officially hit now. So now on the weekly, so on the monthly we're still bullish. Although I would like to, if for price to continue bullish, I would like to see one of these here, but price is now below 162. And on the weekly, you can see we're still fully bullish engulfing candle and higher lows above 159, which was a previous strong area of supply, previous strong area of demand, strong area of supply, but not as strong. Then supply again, pretty choppy, demand above, supply below, then demand again. So now I definitely do see price hitting this zone. And off of this zone, we could have a continuation to the upside, buys back above, or sells back down. It's that simple. All we have to do is for price to hit 159, and we could potentially sell to 159. Oh, I mean, if you sell now, you're risking 160 pips to make 220. It's still, you're risking $1 to make 138. So the daily is bullish turning bearish, as you can see, fully bullish, but price failed to keep on breaking highs above 162,500, and then we have a daily bearish engulfing candle. Now honestly we just need the lower high, and that would actually be a good entry for sales. Something like this would be a little better risk to reward. And even depending on how the lower high looks, if it's let's say a daily or a H4 high, we could definitely start setting stop loss, something like this. Risking 60 pips for 280 is a whole lot better than risking 160 for 230. So daily bullish turning bearish, and then on the H4 where you could already see we're fully bearish. Broke structure here, and we're creating lower highs below this structure. But I still maybe want to see that lower high test 162, and possibly even maybe this zone right here, because you can see it's a strong supply zone, and that could actually be a nice trade, because it could fake out people. It could be one of these. We test this zone, fake out people that is going to create a lower high, but then we never break above the zone again, and we just do a continuation meltdown. And that is why you wait for price to actually give you the setups, because this shit could happen. And if, let's say if you enter buys here thinking that price is going to continue, and you enter with your stop loss here, but you didn't see that we had a strong area of supply here, price tested it and instantly respected it, price is gonna take you out instantly, and boom, because this shit has happened to me before. So you have to look to the left. If you want to take buys, wait for price to break above it and continue, because it could only do two things. It could either test the strong supply and respect it, or test the strong supply, break it, and run through that shit. So now literally most positions we just have to wait, except USDCAD. USDCAD is the one that we can maybe take a position, but then again it's gonna be a very strong risk to reward. So right now, honestly, we just have to wait for price to give us some action when the market opens. I definitely do see price continuing to the upside here and testing 162 though, and then having a potential trade at 162, maybe even coming to test all the way into this zone here. So maybe into here, and then from here we could have the potential sells back down. That would actually be a really good position here. Risking 50. GP1 would be 180. Main target would be 330 pips. So we just have to wait for price. And that was technically it, right? Yep. Back to work. Peace and love to anyone watching this. I commend your health, wealth, knowledge, wisdom for you and your entire family. Peace and love. Back to work. I'll actually play some chess now.